found my future husband, to beloved man, to build a lovely family, enjoy life together, travel, hold hands.
What do you like to do in your free time and what is your lifestyle?
I like to do a very active lifestyle. I do sport,
I see you really fit.
fitness. Thank you. I try to look good for my future husband, and also I try to improve every day. I like to do sport. I do fitness, yoga 3-4 times a week. I'm very social. I like to spend time with my friends and the family. I like to cook. I enjoy to try new things, to cook dishes from all different countries.
You like different cuisines, so you.
Yes, I like to eat all different type of food. That's why I like to travel in all different countries.
I know you lived in the United States before, if you don't mind asking you. How did you like the culture?
I like American culture very much because it's a mix of people from all over the world, and it's very interesting because in the same country you can meet people from everywhere. You can enjoy food from everywhere. Also, I like American nature. I like all of these beautiful parks, mountains, ocean.
Yes, you're right. It's a very beautiful place to visit. They have everything, probably. What is the perfect man for you?
We're not perfect, and everybody have our strong side and the weak side. But for me, I really want to fall in love with family-oriented man. I want to build a family, enjoy life, just have normal, happy life together. Ukrainian woman is the best woman in the world. Don't waste your time. Just come here and find your beloved wife.
And I can tell that this beautiful lady, she will not stay single forever, guys. So if you want to meet them, you should buy the flight and come here as soon as the flight will be open. Thank you, Irina, for coming.
Thank
Really
you so
enjoyed
much.
talking with you. I'm really happy that you're not afraid to come and have a cup of coffee with us.
I am also happy very much for inviting me here to give an interview.
Hello guys, welcome back to another Monday night webcast. It's good to see you.
Good evening, guys. How are you today? So today, as always, Anna and me will answer all your questions about international dating and marriage.
And hopefully you all had good Memorial Day weekend. So if you missed our last show, that's okay. We're gonna catch you up today. We're gonna have a poll question for you. So let's share your experiences. How has your dating a foreign woman been? So, have you made a trip abroad? Have you dated foreign women, or maybe dated foreign women locally? So send it to us. We'll be happy to read your answers and talk to it. If you have any questions, feel free to send it in as well. Do you want to start with what do we have for now? The first question from Gary. Where's the Philippines update for August? Those of us sign up were getting some communication last week, but did not. I'm a bit concerned if they open. I'm guessing if a pretty big word, but also guessing they won't allow a large gathering. Sure hope I'm wrong. Well, yeah, actually, let's start with travel updates. I don't really have much for you. Unfortunately, the same situation in the Philippines as last week and the week before. So quarantine is required upon arrival, so Cebu tour is highly questionable. Hopefully something will change before the Davao tour in October. So we will wait till the end of the month to see, what the requirements will be and if it will change. But as of now, I don't think that tour probably will happen because again, all guys that arrive, they need to be quarantined for 10 days, I believe. So it's counterproductive to have a tour, get you guys there, lock you in a hotel, and so you'll not be able to go on a date or do anything. So there's just no point of doing that. So we might have to wait on that a little bit. But again, fingers crossed, something might change before the end of the month. So Gary, you will have a definite answer there, sometime before the end of June. Pretty much the same thing applies to all other tours as far as, Colombia, because there is some curfew in place at some locations, so that affects our tour schedule. The same thing, it's counterproductive to have a tour when in some places the curfew is just like till 6 o'clock, and after 6 o'clock everybody have to go home. So women will not be able to make it to the date. On some cities it's a little easier, it's like till 10 o'clock, but still, that will not be very pleasant tour experience. So Ukraine, the same thing, nothing changed. You do need to do a COVID test within 72 hours prior to crossing the border, not departure, please remember, but crossing the border with Ukraine. So calculate time accordingly. You might have to take a rapid test in your area or at the airport, but again, if you do it at the airport, contact them before, schedule an appointment, make sure you'll get your results before your flight departs, well, otherwise you're not going anywhere. And it has to be PCR test. It cannot be any other kind of test. It has to be PCR. It's the only thing that Ukrainian government accepts. Of course, you need to have health insurance. As far as Russia, still on lockdown. God only knows when we'll open up, unfortunately. What else?
They say June? July, I think. I heard some rumors
For foreigners?
about July.
Well, what I've heard is they're gonna have some soccer games for the international soccer games coming up. So they might allow foreigners for that, but in order to do that, a person would need to have a ticket to the game. So you might have to go somewhere in Russia to
I'm not
watch
sure
the game.
where I heard, but I heard July. They think they will start
Well,
to open.
fingers
country.
crossed. I mean, hopefully they will start having flights, because actually they were talking about canceling those flights out of Russia, including our wonderful flight to New York. So,
Wow.
so
Wow.
see
Well,
how I'm
that's a
gonna make
different
it
reason.
home.
It's not virus.
It's not a virus, but I mean they're gonna stop all those flights for citizens, allowing them to come back home or leave home. So that's. Now I'm thinking
They
how I'm
have
gonna
other
make it out of
flights.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I have my ticket for August, but the question, will I make it out will I make it back to the States in August? Well, anyway, back to the subject. So China, no news, unfortunately. The same thing. If you find a place where you can get a Chinese vaccine, then you can go to China pretty much, as long as you have visa and other paperwork in place. Problem is, to the best of my knowledge, this Chinese vaccination is not available in the United States, although it was approved by World Health Organization last week, so hypothetically it might appear somewhere, some places. So if you really want to go,
So what if you already have a vaccine? Should you do another China vaccine?
I mean,
That's one on another?
it depends how desperate.
Because I'm sure both of you guys already did your vaccination.
Well, that's what Russia's gonna do. So you're talking about Russia opening up. They're gonna start vaccination tours. So basically, if you're willing to take a Sputnik vaccine, they will allow you to enter Russia for 21 days, but you would have to be vaccinated by, with Sputnik. Yeah, I don't know. What else? So Philippines, as I said, the quarantine is required upon arrival. So technically, you can go as long as you have a lot of times in your hands. But you will have to be quarantined in one of the government-approved hotels for 10 days, 7 or 10 days. I don't remember, but long enough, basically. Thailand, for most of Thailand, it's still not quite possible to travel without avoiding quarantine. Phuket, on other hand, is opening up. So if you're writing to someone in Phuket, we don't have tons of profiles there, but somehow you're writing to someone there. Hypothetically, you can go to Phuket, and they waive in quarantine requirements. So they're doing this experimental thing in Phuket and want to see how it goes. So if you basically spend a week in Phuket, and you test it and you're negative, then you can go to Bangkok and other parts of Thailand, Chiang Mai, whatever it is you guys doing. But then again, it doesn't matter if you're vaccinated. I mean, you still have to take the test accordingly. What else have we? So yeah, Latin America, it's for the most of it is open, although curfew in place in most of the cities in Colombia. Costa Rica is wide open, so if you're riding to someone in Costa Rica, get on a plane and go. And Peru, well, quarantine is required, but if you take a test, also one more test upon arrival within the first day, and it's negative, hopefully, then they can waive the quarantine for you and you can proceed with whatever it is you're doing. So back to the questions and see if you guys have any answers for us as far as your dating experience.
Well, Carlos said, this is just a big thank you for all you do to help us men find happiness. I appreciate all of you.
Oh, Carlos,
Thank
thank
you,
you.
Carlos, so much. We're trying.
From Edward. Do the women on AFA ever send the IMBRA before meeting a guy? I want to get personal contact details, but want to know if they will send before meeting me in person. Well, the only way to know that is ask a woman, because every woman has a, different opinion on the subject, and also in some countries it's more common than another. For example, let's start with China. I experienced that very few women in China are willing to sign that IMBRA form for multiple reasons, because, well, China is on lockdown, God only knows when it will open up. It's convenient for a woman to correspond through the website, her message is translated and all that. So if she signs, the IMBRA form and you guys start talking directly, so for like another year she will have to translate your messages. It's very time consuming, and she knows she will just give up on the whole thing, in the process. So she just thinks, just makes sense to continue corresponding through the website, again, because it's free for her, it's convenient for her. So some of women in China sign it, but overall I would say it's not very common. Ukraine, it's 50-50. For the most of it, women, say, well, I want to meet a man in person, see that he's not a Ted Bundy, see if we have a connection, see, where things go, see if he's serious, and then I'd be happy to, obviously to talk to him directly, date him and all that happy stuff. But I need to meet him first, because taking the time of the day, they're working long hours, 10 hours, 12 hours, 14 hours day after day. The last thing she wants to come home and sit down with a dictionary or even electronic translator to translate your messages. And another thing why women don't want to sign IMBRA is, when the correspondent goes through the website, there's a cost involved, and you guys don't write as much, so you send one message a day, a week, whatever it is you're comfortable with. As soon as a guy gets a woman's direct contact information, he literally starts, I'm not saying it's all of you guys, but
Bombing.
he just starts bombarding with her those Viber, WhatsApp messages day and night, and it's just, irritating,
And
frustrating.
Guys, just remember time difference, and it's probably coming to her at night. It will be not good,
Yeah, so it's one
And
thing to
in
do.
my experience, I noticed that girls who speak English, she will give it, they will give that IMBRA form, sign the IMBRA form and give you information. And the girls who, don't speak English, they, of course, it's more comfortable for them to use the agent in, our agency there. They're like, they're a secretary, so they receive a letter, translate it, give it to her. She'll write answer on Russian, or even give her Russian over the phone. Answer over the phone, and it's very easy for her and comfortable.
Yeah, it is convenient, yes. And some women just not comfortable for security purposes, again, giving away their contact information, because, well, there have been different cases, there have been some experiences. So if a woman, gave away her phone number in the past, and guys started just calling her and stalking her, sending pictures of his private parts, even here in the office we've seen that. Yeah. That's a whole nother story, yeah. So sometimes people take it a little too far. So I can see. Actually, I know cases when guys would, physically stalk a woman, would find out, when they went on a couple of dates, and, well, woman figure out, well, they're not really compatible, and starts, ghosting away and stop communicating with the guy for obvious reasons. She's not interested. Then the man gets all, frustrated and starts stalking her, sitting next to her apartment complex the day and night at her entrance, starts calling her parents. That's a real case. Found out phone number of her parents and started calling them and telling them that their daughter this, and this, and very inappropriate expression. And the girl did nothing. She just didn't want to go out with the guy anymore. I guess, for obvious reason.
And guys, so you writing I understand why you want her information. You think it's all good. You're in a relationship. Even, you wrote her letters. And you think you're in a relationship, in a good relationship. You're getting her contact information, paying, what is it? Can we say how much for a fee?
It's for $400 for the IMBRA signing.
All right, $400, and go there, and nothing happened. For us, we always recommend it to like talk to 5 girls at least. You know, maybe write them letter from time to time and go see 5 girls, not or just one. You know, that will be better.
Yeah, I mean, that's, $400 is a pretty, significant amount of money, and there is no guarantee it will go anywhere. So the same thing, you can get her contact information, start writing, and then she just gets tired of it, or if she meets a local guy or whatever, she disappears from the face of the earth, and, you feel frustrated, and, you don't know what to do.
Yeah, so we strongly recommend you do not put all eggs in one basket. So
Definitely.
just to find couple girls, 3, 5 girls, and go meet them there. You don't need that Imbra form, even if you get that Imbra. I even had experience. There was a wonderful relationship through letters, and then he got her contact information, and she just stopped talking to him. Not sure why. Maybe he really bombed her with all that messages and everything. It just sometimes it doesn't work.
Yeah, could be multiple reasons for that. Let's see what's next.
Done? Go
Yeah,
down?
I think
Okay.
there's there are a
All
bunch.
right. All right. We get
I
Imbra,
think-
Richard. How serious do women think?
Oh. Richard, we'll ask you 1 second. We'll get back to you.
Richard. How serious do women think about what they write on the profiles?
They don't.
Some girls are really careful, and they asking even guys what on his profile, and checking it. But some girls, when I went to, to join Foreign Affair, I remember, and I didn't speak English, and I just asked to write them something. So, depends.
It is very common when you're completing your dating profile, whether it's foreign dating website, domestic dating website, not Tinder profile, for God's sake, anything. It's a lot of people find it difficult to write.
Everything good.
Yeah, but just imagine. Okay, you can upload your photos, but then you need to write your brief description.
Especially if you don't speak English. If you don't speak English, it's really hard even.
Well, you can write it in Russian, but somebody has translated. But the problem is, again, it's still hard to describe yourself. That's why quite often they ask the staff for help, because, when I write, it's complicated. Not everybody can do it.
Yeah. It depends. So.
From Paul, I dated women in Russia during late 90s. The woman I should have married wanted the commitment. I had cold feet. Huge regret to this day, didn't go with AFA. Well, Paul, that happens sometimes. Women have cold feet at the last moment. Sometimes the guys, it's a serious decision, so it happens. But, hopefully, you're gonna go back, somewhere, gonna go meet someone, whether Ukraine, Russia, or any country in the world, or again, domestically in your state. Hopefully next time you will not have cold feet after going through all this process, all this trouble and all the dating, and so don't change your mind at the last moment.
From Steve, how sure are we for the July Ukrainian tour?
My suitcase is half packed. I don't know. So far, so good. So basically, I'm fairly confident right now. I don't want to jinx it, but so far, so good. Requirements hasn't changed. Looks like we can have socials. Yes, less people at the social that we normally would. But yeah, should be able to do it.
Still couple spaces available for Odessa?
Actually, Odessa sold out. Everything's sold out, so July tour done. You guys can keep monitoring in case if somebody cancels at the last moment. Although the wait list for Kyiv is like 7 guys already, so there was no chances for Kyiv, I don't think. For Odessa, I don't know the wait list for Odessa. You can reach out to Michelle in group tour department. She will tell you what's up. Maybe somebody will cancel at the last moment. From Delgado, beautiful ladies, always a pleasure to watch. Beautiful Ukrainian Russian ladies. Sure.
From Chris, Costa Rica is sounding okay so far. Business closing at 9 p.m., but the country is open, just need medical insurance. If the 9 p.m. rule is still in effect for September tour, will we shut down at that time?
We might, because, first of all, our socials starts at 6 o'clock, they last till 10 o'clock, and those people still need to get home somehow, including you. So it might be challenging. And again, going out on dates because if a woman works till 6, 7, 8 o'clock, so she'll be available to go out, come on a date at 8. But if everything shuts down at 9 and she needs to be home, there's probably a good chance we will not have that
But
tour if nothing
in
changes.
September will be nice weather.
That's Costa Rica. It's always nice. Which we should go there.
Costa
But
Rica, right.
speaking of which, we should go
talking
there.
Ukraine,
Ah, no, Costa Rica. Ukraine actually does not have any
Just go for
curfew
a
in
walk.
place.
That's all. For an
But
hour.
yes,
anywhere to
but she
walk?
needs to make it home somehow. The thing you walk
Walk
15
from
minutes. How you guys gonna get?
I cannot imagine what Costa Rica looks like.
Well, I
Never
guess
been there.
where's the wilderness away? So
Nicholas, when was your last group tour?
we did have a tour to Colombia earlier this year, like February, I believe. So that's about it. Yeah, we canceled the April tours to Ukraine. Some of the Colombian tours were canceled Peru. So yeah, it's easier to say what we had rather than what we didn't have. But
Yeah.
hopefully Ukrainian tours will be the first, major tours for this year. So fingers crossed. I'm ready. I bought new pair of shoes, so it's back happening. From Mark, good evening, Anna and Dina. And from Terry, as Russian women, what do you notice first about a man when you meet them? Well, that's Dina's.
Smile.
Really? I was totally thought you're gonna say shoes. I really expect you
No.
to say shoes.
No, not with guys. I'm not so, then I go shoes.
Well,
Okay?
shoes is like your trademark right now.
Shoes for everybody, for every guy. I mean, even domestic or foreign, doesn't matter, But smile, it just was very unusual about. I heard about that American guys, especially American guys, smiling always, and I didn't even see the shoes first. We met at hotel, and I see them smiling like maybe 100 feet from me. So I didn't see.
Well,
his
yeah, with
shoes.
American smile is
My
a
eyes
great
look very
dental
good.
work, That's hard not to notice.
This was wide, and his smile was wide. So, and he's tall, so of course I didn't see shoes, but I see his smile far, far away. So that's a first.
So dental work, guys,
Shoes is
apparently,
like,
here's
shoes
the
is
key.
like check mark for me. But what I noticed about the first thing when I saw him, it's a smile. Yes.
Okay, let's. I'm
How about
guessing-
you, Anne?
Ah.
You still went
No,
to America and see the
No, definitely. Smile is definitely the best thing, ever. You can win somebody's heart over with a great smile and just open, nice personality. So I don't know, just feel it.
So when my husband saw our family pictures first time in our family
okay,
album,
we're talking about when he started
said,
talking.
smile people, because we don't even smile in the pictures. I mean, old pictures, of course. Now we all
Well,
have
yeah, Russians
cameras.
Ukrainians don't really smile much. It's as they say, smile with no reason is a sign of an idiot. That's a
Yeah.
Russian saying, so it explains a lot.
Yeah. So I'm wondering if they teach you in school, guys, that you have to smile, like if you see another person, no matter what, if you go on the street or.
I think there's just those facial muscles, trained since you're a
Trained.
kid, and in Russia you just don't practice smile that
Yeah.
much. So
Well, it's such a hard life in Russia, so we don't smile much. But I notice Filipino girls they're smiling. a lot.
all the time.
All the time.
Yeah, so
No matter what.
Yeah, and life's not easy there too, but
Yeah, that's interesting.
yeah, they have the hugest smiles. I mean, every time I see the girls that work in our office, they come to work, it's like the biggest smile is just light up the room. Like, well, you guys had some coffee this morning.
If you go to social in Ukraine and girls doesn't smile at you, I mean, when you meet, it's okay. Doesn't mean she doesn't like you. She's not used to. I mean,
Yeah.
maybe now new generations are doing it, but in my
better not to
generation,
work.
we didn't. But doesn't mean that we're not friendly or we're just a little bit cold at the first meeting.
Just more reserved, I would say that.
More reserved.
Yes. From Kisik, my first intimate experience was LT TJG in the Navy in Orlando. She was German born, 11 years my senior. She picked me up at a nightclub. We both spoke German, had something in common. All right, I guess you can share more details there.
For you,
Yeah,
German.
and yeah, so how, where did you go from there? So you met in a nightclub, and the rest of the story.
You get married or what?
Well, I mean, doubt it, but I mean, we're talking about somebody meeting in the club. I don't know. From Mark, to answer tonight's poll question, I have no experience in dating a woman who is from another country. Well, Mark, time to get that experience. Go out.
From Blue, Paul, the one time I went, had two women I dated that really was only looking for my money, but I'm still hopeful.
Well, I mean, of course there are people like this, out there. There are like bad people on each end, and not all guys that travel over there are sincere. I mean, they just have their motives in mind, and some are women, not necessarily the nicest people in the world, so we get that on both ends. But overall, majority people, there are bad people here, bad people there, but there's so many good people in the middle, and that's what we're here for, to help those people in the middle meet each other and be happy and create happy families. From Preston, hi ladies, how many dates per day are typically scheduled on non-social days? Do you schedule them before our arrival in Ukraine? Thanks. That's an excellent question, actually. So how many days? I would say overall, probably guys go for 2, maybe 3 dates a day. If it gets more than that, it's possible. I know guys personally that was doing 7, 8 dates a day. Question why? Because you cannot remember anybody's names, anybody's story. You just get a huge phone book. Yeah, you have 50 phone numbers in your phone book. Well, great. But when you call this woman, you don't remember how she looked like. Nothing about her. It's just just too much. So the point is not to have as many first dates as possible, but actually establish a connection with someone. So it's good to in the beginning, I'd recommend guys to schedule, a lot of dates. Well, whatever you can handle, that's a different number for everybody. For somebody, it's 1 meeting a day. For somebody, it's 2. Somebody, it's 3. But I probably would stop at that. Well, maybe on some days you can go for 4, but even that is stretching it. So have a lot of meetings. The first dates in the beginning for the first couple of days. Again, just get initial introduction, and then schedule the follow-up dates with the people you met on the first couple of days. The rest of your tour you need to dedicate for 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th dates, and again get a connection out of it. Because you're there for a limited time, 7 days, 10 days, 14 days, 20 days, whatever it is, and you need to start relationship. Well, hopefully that's the goal. So sooner you start it, better connection you get, so more chances she'll be waiting for you when you leave. Because again, a lot of guys can travel back and forth on flexible schedules, so they can come back in a month or so and follow up and all that happy stuff. But a lot of guys get 2-3 weeks vacation time a year, so for them it's like most of their vacation time right there. So you need to get something solid going on before you can schedule another meeting. Because if you meet her, disappear for 6 months, well, she's probably not going to be around in those 6 months for various reasons. She probably will meet someone locally, or lose interest, or 5 other million reasons. So, hopefully
and do you schedule before?
Well, that's another question.
We can.
We can, so we don't prearrange all the dates in advance. So we might, you can give me your list, and I'll give it to the staff, so we can have, a couple of dates or something like this get going before you get there. But we don't want to, again, we don't want to schedule a bunch of dates for like Friday, the day of the social, because you have a social at night and you'll be all tired from the early dates. And after the social, another thing, scheduling dates after the social before you arrive in the country is kind of pointless too, because you will meet people at the social. You might madly fall in love with the girl from the social. You would want to date her, and here we have 5 dates lined up for you, so we have to cancel those 5 women. Now we have 5 angry women that chase us and want to murder us, and that's all your fault. So that's exactly what we don't want to do. So again, 1 or 2 dates, maybe we can go there, but everything else will be handled once you're in the country.
Just have a list with you, probably.
Yeah, that's
if
good
you
idea.
have, you didn't meet somebody at a social, maybe you will have extra girls to meet. Make sure they live in the same city where you're going, or it will be trouble for her to travel, or you.
Yeah, that's another point. So when you give us your list, make sure that's women from your tour city, your destination city, whatever it is you're going. So if you go on a tour to Kiev, try not to send me a list of people from Zaporozhye or Mariupol.
Or both.
Yeah, or I had people sending me profiles from Minsk, Belarus, and Russia. Yeah, I'm like, really? Your destination? So you go to Kiev. So chances that she will take 4 planes to come on a blind date with you? No. So yeah, let's be realistic and try to schedule meetings with people from your destination. If you have been writing to someone from outside of your tour area, again, hypothetically, it's doable. If you have a connection established, we can talk to her. She might agree. If she does agree, you will be responsible for all the financial expenses associated with that: her plane ticket, her train ticket, her accommodation, and all the possible. Might be some spending money if she's or she's paying for nanny, so you might have to reimburse her for nanny. So at the end of the day, it's gonna be really expensive. So if you really want to do it and you have a lot of time, well, we can do it, I guess.
From Denis, can you tell me how soon you will start posting 2022 tour dates? Several of us have got to start blocking out vacation times at work. The sooner the better for planning.
The tour schedule for the next year is always released at the end of August, early September, so we're not that far off, so hang in there for a couple of months. From Akisik, the interesting thing is that one need not leave the U.S. To date foreign women. In Santa Clara County, California, 30% of residents are foreign-born. Yes, true. But we're talking about California. Other states has lesser number of immigrants. So, for example, we're talking about Midwest. I lived in South Dakota. I had a feeling like I was almost, only Russian there, because every time people looked at me like I'm an animal at the zoo, every time they would hear my accent. So yeah, it's not as common for other states. Yes, okay, New York, or California, I can see that. The rest of the places, not so much.
From George, do Ukrainian women drink as much as men do in Eastern Europe? I'm a non-drinker and wonder how girls in Ukraine would feel about my show.
Yeah, we start the morning with a shot of vodka and our coffee.
George, more and more I see girls, they say I'm not drinking at all, so you'll be fine.
And they probably will be happy that for the most of it, most of the girls will be happy if you're not drinking, because they're so tired of actual local men drinking and everything that comes with that. They would be actually happy to have someone who does not have that habit.
And even if she drinks, it's not going to be more than a glass of wine. And if she's a heavy drinker, you have nothing to do with her anyway, even if you drink a little bit. So, yeah, you can definitely ask her before you even, if you write the first letter.
From Ryan, Anna and Dina, is it normal for ladies to talk about fantasies in messages? The message I'm thinking of is a young girl, 25 in age. Can I take this message as being genuine thoughts from this girl?
You think she's young, 25, but in Russia and Ukraine, we have to be married by that age, or family will really nagging about that why you're 25 and not married. So we finish school at 17, go straight to university. We are done at age 21, 22. 25 is already, time to get married and have a kid. So she's not very young.
But what about the fantasy messages? What are your thoughts on that subject?
Because she's already not young and adult.
So she can, she can write
yeah,
her.
She has to attract you somehow.
I guess, yeah.
Did I go too far?
Oh yeah, hold on. No, keep going. No,
and I don't think she's 25 is too young to write fantasy messages. It's totally fine.
From McKissick, I corresponded with a woman in Melbourne, Australia, but when my ship unexpectedly pulled in Melbourne and I called her to let her know, she flaked on me saying her uncle died. Well, I don't think that, I mean, it sounds very legitimate reason. I'm sorry, nobody comes up, it's not, so it's not BS excuse, it's a serious thing. Family death is, I think it's a legitimate reason enough not to go out on a date. She probably was emotionally attached to her uncle, so yeah, I mean, dating at that time is probably not the best idea. So it's not really flaking. It's life, unfortunately, but things happen. People die.
From Blue, how would it work if a guy decides to stay in the first city? So many women, so little time.
Well, do you want to stay in the first city after the tour or not to go to the next city? I mean, either or is fine. If you want to stay, let's say, in Kiev and not to go to Kharkov, it's doable. You're gonna lose money on the hotel because it's not refundable at this point. So you just have to pay for your 3 nights in Kiev hotel or 2 nights, whatever it is, on your own. So you'll have to pay out of pocket. And you can stay. The staff is there, so they'll be working with you if you'd like. But you're gonna be missing out on the social. And I've seen it so many times. Again, guys saying, "Oh no, I like the city. I totally don't want to go there. I found the one." Then we talk them into going. They go to the next city. After next social, hear the same phrase again. "Oh no, I'm in love now." We go to the third city, and as you know, the whole thing repeats. But again, no, I'm not gonna drag you in on the bus. If you really want to stay at the hotel, stay there. Do whatever it is you're comfortable with.
Patrick Wilkerson answered the poll question. I married my wife from Davao, Philippines. Who I met through the site from a club tour. Yeah, Patrick,
Yeah, great.
congratulations.
It's been probably couple of years you guys been married or something like that. A year? It's been a while, right? From James, I didn't see any ladies so far in Kharkov that caught my interest. Come on, Kharkov is 2 million population. You're saying that out of 2 million people, there is none of them is good enough to date you. Well, I don't know. There's some really nice women. The same question. From Furry. Ukrainian women are beautiful. Well, yes, they are indeed. Is the borders open in Ukraine? Yes, it is. It has been open for a while, so you definitely can travel there. As long as you have the COVID insurance and you take a COVID test within 72 hours prior to your arrival in Ukraine.
From James, I already scheduled to leave several days after it's over, just in case things get interesting. Lol. It's happened all the time, James. I hear so many stories, guys just staying there, at least a couple days after tour.
From William, new rules for Ukraine just came out today. No PCR test if you're fully vaccinated. Well, I don't know, but thank you. I will absolutely check after that webcast. I will go. If that's the case, oh god, that's awesome. Save everybody time and money.
Money.
Yeah, will be beautiful. But again, I need to check on that. So, all I know is Friday news. So you probably have the more recent one. So great thank you for bringing it up. That's great information. For Mark, I bet Anna never unpacks her suitcase. Well, pretty much, yes, that's the case. Well, I take it out, wash the stuff, put it back in, and yes.
Brian, hello ladies. Has I come in late? Has Russia opened up yet? No.
No, there are some possibilities, but there is nothing confirmed yet. From Justin, how much does it cost to complete the 90-day fiancé visa process with a Ukrainian woman? Well, there are a lot of factors into it, depending on how you're going to go about it. They use an attorney, doing paperwork yourself, and all that happy stuff. Attorney is approximately 2,000. Government fees on fiancé visa about $800-900, something like this on top of my head.
About $3,000 total. Probably.
Yeah, plus
And
one. Well,
fees.
yeah, I mean, if you use an attorney, if you're doing it on your own, that's gonna be a little cheaper. But it's still between going to interviews and miscellaneous spending. It's probably gonna be $1,500 if you're doing it on your own.
You will have to just keep in mind. You will have to go back and forth to see her, maybe a couple times because they will to prove your relationship, they will need the pictures from you and her. So if you're planning to go one time, just change your clothes, you know, make pictures in different place and different clothes, you know, that's because they will check everything.
No, I think we're.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay, unpack suitcases. That's a good question.
From Furry, what conversation do Ukrainian women like? Well, I guess smart one, or something that makes them laugh. It's good to have a smart conversation, but when it's not overly boring, it sounds like a lecture in university, you know.
No, in the first meeting, of course, she wanna know about you everything. So, yeah, she'll ask you personal questions, you know, about your family, where you live, where you work, you know, all that stuff. So then, yeah, they like to laugh.
It's all, you know, a guy with a sense of humor, you know, always, you know, in the priority line to a woman's heart, you know, it's just what it is. Not everybody has the gift of, you know, making a woman laugh, but, you know, if you have it, that's awesome.
Yeah, it depends on the girl. I mean, if she's like in sports, she probably would like to talk sports. If she likes shopping, she probably would like to know what kind of stores you guys have, what prices, you know, stuff like that. Depends what her interests in. But first conversation, probably the first date will be about you, where you work, where you live, you know.
Yeah, I'd say, you know, start asking questions, you know, about her, and it will help you to find common interest, and then you can build from there. So just find those bricks to build a conversation, some common interest, whatever it is, and take from there. From Dennis, how safe is Ukraine compared to America? Well, compared to Phoenix, pretty much.
How about New York at night?
Oh God, yeah. I mean, Dina just went to New York recently. Well, on a few occasions it was fine, but then we were coming home kind of late at night.
Way?
Yeah, and we followed the GPS route, not the one we normally take. There was some sketchy neighborhoods. Well, same as Phoenix, you know. I would not go to South Phoenix. You know.
So on the tour, guys, you're going to big cities. So big cities usually have a lot of tourists, so they're very careful about their tourists. You know.
Pretty much. So Kiev, Kiev is staying downtown. It's pretty safe. I don't recall anything happened to anyone. Nobody lost a kidney. I mean, some people lost their wallets, but that's because they were having them in their, you know, back pocket in the jeans. By the way, guys, for those that go with me on tour, do not have your wallets in your back pocket, please. Especially when we go to a train station, every single time we have that story. So please don't have your wallets in the back pocket or somewhere that's easy to take it from. So
yeah,
keep
guys,
it closer.
In every country, you need to be careful, watch your surroundings, and just, you know, pay attention around surroundings. So that's in every country, in every city, even here in America.
Yeah, and if you're unsafe, so if you know your date is late at night, like for example Nikolaev, I'm not particularly crazy about walking around Nikolaev in the middle of the night myself. So even if it's a short distance, even though I enjoy walking, I will always take a cab. So just call a cab. So your date is over, even if your hotel is a mile away, just call a cab. You know, it's worth spending that $5, $2 or whatever it is. Probably $5 because you'll be overcharged.
Edward, great webcast on the 100-degree Phoenix day for the upcoming July 2021 tour. Are there any concerts or events that we could participate in during the tour? Paul, great experience. On a past tour, the Ukrainian ladies would get angry since we were meeting so many at the socials. Does the FA tell them we are there to date?
So as far as concerts and events, well, we can go to karaoke and you can sing. That's going to be an event, right? I mean, we can have a karaoke competition or something. But as far as concerts, unfortunately, this year they're going to be, well, to the best of my knowledge, they're going to be none. Maybe there something change. Maybe they'll have something open air, but they do still have fairly strict guidelines on the public events. So
I wonder if the opera house and ballet house open in Odessa.
They might, yeah. I think it's a 50% capacity. It might be open. So definitely need to check a schedule, but I don't put my hopes up, unfortunately, for that. So if you find something, great. If not, I guess we can always again arrange something ourselves.
Go for a walk.
That's always entertaining.
park.
Yeah, I mean, just walking on Krещатик, there's so much live music at night, just those street performers. Get a cup of coffee or with ice cream, walk down Krещатик at night. That should do it.
Well,
And the same with
Edward,
on Odessa, right next to your hotel.
Yeah, the girls got angry. Edward, you might you've been very popular at that social probably because they got angry, and jealous. Yeah, so I don't think when they go there, of course, it's like dating event, so they know that, and they know they have to, date a lot of guys, go speak to a lot of guys to find out, if they're interesting in. But again, you've probably been very popular at that social.
If some angry women will be chasing you, I'll protect you.
Some girls angry, really? One guy
Well,
talk to...
I mean, even though they all pretty much know the game and everybody know how it works, but every woman wants to feel special and unique and all that. So, it's very sensitive subjects. I don't know. I mean, there is always a little bit of drama, but overall, I think guys can avoid it, and if they can't, our staff can help to talk to women and avoid
So I
it.
went to
Smooth it over.
Well, I went to a couple of socials in St. Petersburg, and it was a fight there. So a couple of girls, they've been fighting. So
So you guys,
get
you're
ready,
asking
it's
about
okay.
events. Well, here's your personal MMA fight right there.
So-
Nice. I will sell tickets for that.
It'll be okay if it's really friendly, angry, but how about fighting? Yeah.
From
So it happened because it's some girls have some temper.
I want to see that. I'm sure a lot of guys would like to see that too. Sounds kind of hilarious though. From Joseph, are the women ever paid to write men back or go to your tours? If you would pay them, would go broke. So no, the answer is no.
Yeah, we have thousands girls, guys. Vince, what are the easiest way to tell if a woman is being honest once you meet her?
Watch out for red flags if you have concerns. Always ask your interpreter, or staff member questions, concerns. You go to, if it was her interpreter, okay, then it does make sense to ask her interpreter. But if it was like AFA interpreter, talk to her. They will share the experience, tell you if there's something wrong with the date or everything went great. So you're gonna get the feedback that way. It's another reason why you really should use an interpreter.
From Amaro, hello ladies, wasn't able to make it to the Vegas seminar this time. Will you show any highlights here sometime?
I don't know, I doubt we recorded the Vegas seminar to the best of my knowledge. We normally don't record it. I mean, once in the blue moon it happens, but I doubt it was
Well,
happening.
Mara, we'll have other special seminars.
Yeah,
so
we need
please
to work on
join
that.
us.
Yeah, so we're actually working on seminar schedule. So if you guys want to see us or John in your city, just shoot an email to John, so we can finalize. We have some preliminary ideas what are we doing, but always could use the feedback.
Always next one.
From Anthony, you need the plan A, B, and C. I agree. When it comes to dating, it's better also have a D, E,
Yeah, I was
F.
gonna say, it was in my mind. D and E, please, if possible.
It's dating. So many things can go wrong.
Yeah.
From Ed, does AFA make sure the profile pics of women on the website are recent? On the Latin webcast, Maria often says the ladies in Colombia are family-oriented. Are the Ukrainian ladies family-oriented too? And if so, how do you know that? Paul, question, great experience including women in the US from foreign countries. Well, I guess let's start one question at a time. Let's talk about recent photos. What do you think, Tina?
We have quality control teams, or they are checking on recent photos and the recent phone numbers, even what they put there. So, 1 second, I'll just go back.
So next question. So in the Latin webcast, Maria says the ladies in Colombia family oriented, and wonder if women in Ukraine are family oriented. And how would we know that? Well, we know that maybe because we're Eastern Europeans. So I think it's fair
Guys,
feedback we can give you.
Telling you that Ukrainian and Russian very family oriented because they have no choice. The family is nagging as soon as you turn 22, 23. They say it's time to get married, time to build your own family, time to have a kid. That's a Russian and Ukrainian attitude, that happiness in a family. Of course, you have to have a high education. That's number one priority, and we have it by age 21, 22, because after school we go straight to college. And most of the girls, of course. And then family said, okay, you have a high education, then it's time to get married. So how we know? The family will never leave us alone.
Yeah, when you turn 25, you need to avoid family gatherings at all cost, because they will drive you nuts. When you get married, when you're having kids, when you want grandkids, etc., etc., and it never ends. So, just anyway, yeah, that's it. I mean,
Great experience including women.
yeah,
in
that's
your
just a
strong
comment.
family. Okay, yeah, good, good for you.
Let's see what else we have. From Kyle, I see many profiles looking for a generous man. Does this raise a red flag about women, or they means they want a rich man?
Generous is not the rich. I mean,
Yeah,
in
so it's a
our-
translation actually. It's not the accurate translation of the phrase. So generous is not necessarily sugar daddy. It's not what they mean.
Kind, reliable guy. So
Yeah, it's more somebody who's caring. More, I would say that.
who can provide and who can take care of the girl. So that's more in that word, everything like that.
From Ludwig, I love flirting with European women of the Rus or Ukraine, Russia, Ukraine. So, good chemistry. Well, yeah, I mean,
Good name.
yeah, I know it's unusual. From Bradford, hi, and I'm excited to know what's the status of the dress shoe competition. Who won? Well, we announced the winner 2 weeks ago. That was Edward. I don't know, by the way, did Edward claim his prize? Or
Not yet.
Edward?
Not yet, Edward.
Let's see the. Ah, no.
Edward. Edward, here you go. Best webcast ever. I like the idea of meeting a woman on upcoming July Crane tour, and we take off together to Italy. Ooh.
If Italy opens up for foreign tourists.
Edward, they're really, not doing good there.
You at the moment you can take it to Greece. That's what possibly Spain looks like it's opening up, but so far that's it.
Is that possible, and what top 10 things will I need to do to accomplish this in Ukraine? Anything special I need to know about Ukrainian ladies? I am bringing my award-winning shoes too.
Yes.
Yay.
Speaking of the award-winning
And your
shoes.
suitcase, please. I mean, not suitcase, your case.
The briefcase. We like the
Briefcase.
briefcase in the picture. Yeah, that was nice.
Yeah. Oh, great experience.
So as far as
What you need to accomplish this in Ukraine?
oh,
You mean
top
go to
10
Italy?
things. I mean, I don't know. Again, pack your suitcase and go. You've been to Ukraine, you know. So you know what you're doing. It's not your first rodeo. So again, I think it should be fairly easy to just bring yourself, and if there is anything else, any help you need, I'll be there. So
What
promise
you
not
need
to cook
know
turkey this
about
time.
Ukrainian ladies, so they like friendly guys, they like a sense of humor, they like flowers, they like nice looking shoes. So you're good, Edward.
I mean, every Ukrainian woman would enjoy a good courtship process. So, David. Hi, David. Hi, ladies. Per poll question. I have been on previous tours to Ukraine, so I have been on many dozens of dates with Ukrainian ladies. The ladies always impressed me. Not only they're attractive, but they're also very warm and friendly. I often found myself classed by their intelligence and knowledge of world current affairs. Our conversations were always... hold on. Last half of the message. Hold on, David. Come back to you.
Please.
Always pleasant. I have not married yet, so I get to return there for more meetings. Sooner or later, I will wear the correct shoes and find a wife. Thanks, girls. Well, David, there is November tour, so you can always join me again for November tour.
Good luck, David. Look like you're very good guy, so thank you.
Yeah, David is a sweetheart.
You have luck, so.
From John, poll question. I had dates with 3 Slavic women before going on AFA tour. One was from Slovenia, one from Minsk, whose father was in Red Army, and one from Bulgaria. They're attractive and interesting and provided me some insight into the culture. That said, dating in Ukraine is different than dating Slavic women in the United States. P.S. I need to communicate with Anna soon about Euroclub. Well, John, if you don't have my email somehow, it's travel@lovememail.com. Travel@lovememail.com. So send me an email. You can give me a call too, but emails are always work the best. It's been a little crazy busy lately.
From Evan, how many men do you think Ukrainian girls date before marrying? I am looking for a girl from 27 to 36. I am 40 years old. Every girl is different.
Yeah, I mean,
some
that's-
probably a lot, some.
Somebody could be getting married at the age of 18, stay married for 10 years, and they get divorced, and here we are. You could be the second guy in her life, or some
Yeah.
could be, just have fairly entertaining personal life. So it's just everybody's
It
different.
depends, of course. So from Chris, wondering what would a foreign lady really enjoy for a first date when coming to the USA, keeping the fun and the energy flowing since the relationship has got that far.
Well, as far as, depending on where you live, so it shows something cool in your area, so it's hard for me to say what would be cool, date in the United States. So yeah, just think about it. And then it's good to show her the country overall because, well, first of all, it will be helpful just to get to know the country where she's going to be living. And second, United States is so diverse. It has so much to offer. Every state is different and people different. Everything it's just like going from state to state. It's like going to different countries. So I guarantee you she will highly enjoy it. So take your places. I'm sure she would want to start with some major places like,
beautiful romantic place will always work.
Well, again, yeah, but start with
Depending
something
on
in
the
your
weather,
area.
of course.
Yeah, well, whatever it is, something in your area, something in her city, gotta be some cool place to go on a dinner or nice
Even a nice
walk.
restaurant with good view will be good.
Yeah, gotta be something, wherever you live. From Mark, Hannah, I'm surprised you did not get lost in New York. Whoa, I don't get lost in places. First of all, I have GPS, and second, I do have my brain, so
Anna was great, guys.
even an autopilot.
When Hope Daughtry died and I took GPS in my hand, it's how we end up under the bridge. It was very,
Well,
very
Not
uncatchable.
literally how we end up under
If
the
you ever been
bridge.
there, if you go there, don't go under that bridge. It's really something going on there.
And if you do go, at least don't go to a Russian restaurant before you end up under the bridge. That's a whole other story. Don't pay attention, guys. There's just some fun memories. From McKissick, is Russian literature, for example, Dostoevsky, a good topic to discuss with a Ukrainian woman on the first date? I love Russian literature. I literally grew up in a library. I love to read, but if somebody will start talking to me about Dostoevsky on the first date, I will snore before we order an entry. So skip the Dostoevsky.
And
Let's
I'm
just.
not, because I used to read all of his books and I was really impressed. So, see?
Well, yeah, it's good to show that you know her culture. You
And
you
I
read
would
some
be really
book.
impressed if
But
you
come on,
ever
Dostoevsky.
read Dostoevsky.
It would be impressive if you read something besides Tolstoy and Dostoevsky, something that very obvious Russian classic. If you go for the less known names, that would be impressive.
I think they eliminate all of Russian,
Well, they still.
Books.
They still went the same school. They read the same books. So no, it's not like Russian literature disappeared, from Ukrainian
it's
school
mine,
books.
so
No,
I won't
it's,
be
it's,
surprised
it's
if
there.
she
Oh, come on, you're saying
wrote about
there is no
him,
Pushkin in
never- Are the women that write me letters, do they actually read my profile and know that someone will they respond even if they
profile? So when you get that a woman joins the service, she tells matchmakers in office, hey, I'm looking for this guy, 20 to 40, living in the United States, or whatever her criteria are. And they send it to all the guys who matches those criteria. Then, you know, so you get this message, respond to her, it goes to her pretty much back and forth. Whether she sees your profile, yeah, at this point, yes, because she will ask local office, hey, can you forward me this guy's profile, or can I stop by the office and take a look at it? So men's profile is not available on the internet for security reasons, so not like you guys can see women's profiles, they cannot browse the website and see your guys' profiles. That profiles for internal use only, but again, when you write to someone, she will tell, hey, can I see this George's guy's profile, and they will send it to her. And what was something else in the question?
okay.
Sorry. Well, will they respond if they're not interested? They can respond and say, hey, I'm not interested, literally in a second. No, yeah, well, they will say, if they're not interested, they'll say, so, hey, sorry, you're a wonderful guy, but I'm not interested. If that happens, contact our express mail department. So, you know, if she says it like in a second message, we can take care of that for you and credit you back for the message. So, okay, next one.
Mm-hmm. Or I was going to say that if you never write her letter, but you want to do like a phone call or a Skype call to her without any letters, so then we will show her your profile too. So just going to say.
Yeah, because she would need to know whom she's going to Skype before making a decision. From Bradford, my experience with dating in Shenzhen was the most of the Chinese girls were wanting to know all my personal details, including why I divorced and how that affected my net worth. That was a little insensitive. Two of the ladies were a little more discreet and kept the date in a more romantic mood. Well, I can see why women want to know the reason for a divorce. Technically, I mean, it makes sense because they're going to be moving to foreign country for you, possibly, you know, in the future. So they want to know what happened in your previous relationship and whether it will happen, it will affect her, or will happen to her. It's important.
Yeah, maybe she's lower herself, you know, and
Yeah.
she want to find out everything. Yeah, girls are really different. If you don't like girls, you don't like girls who are talking like that or asking you right away, you shouldn't date with them. But it depends on the girl. Some girls are really romantic, you know, and ask you about your life and garden. Like I met my husband, first question, he said, I live in my own house, and I asked him, do you have a garden? Because I mean, I'm from St. Petersburg, and if we have our house, we have a garden right away. We grow vegetables there, we eat the vegetables. And he said, why do you need a garden? I go to store and I buy those things. So it depends on the girl, of course. Somebody want to know about gardens, somebody want to know about divorce stuff.
But again, divorce is a little more practical than, you know, garden. Because again, yeah, it's not a good subject for a first date. I agree. For the first date, it's really a little insensitive, and it's, you know, invading somebody's privacy, I would say. It's really not the right question to ask on the first date. But at some point, it is important to, you know, to talk about it. I'm sure you would want to know her past relationship experiences. Because you know what, older we get, more baggage we all carry. And that's why older we get, harder it is to date. Because, you know, we start, you know, projecting our fears and insecurities to the future relationships. So yeah, that's why we ask questions. It is complicated. When we're 16, we don't ask those questions. But when we're 30, 40, 50, 60, here the baggage coming up, you know.
From Anthony. If I can stand in the middle of Kiev at 3 a.m., so can you.
Exactly,
Anthony.
Guys. For Mark, and maybe you should have a plan for every letter of the alphabet. That's exactly what I do. You know, try to prepare for everything. But things never go according to plan anyway, no matter how letters and alphabet.
From James, since I'm staying a few extra days, will you folks give me a lift back to the airport to leave, or I am on my own?
Drop-off is never included in any of the group tours, individual tours, or any of that happy stuff, but we definitely can help you order a cab. You can, whatever tour you do, and the hotel can offer the airport transfer. So, for example, if you're doing Kiev tour, let's say, Rus charges 300 hryvnias, what's 15 bucks, I think, so, something like that, to the airport. This way you don't need to pre-arrange it. You just go down the lobby and say, hey, I need a ride to the airport, and the call driver who's sitting there right there on site, and he will take you to the airport. In Odessa, they probably would have to call you a cab, or I can pre-arrange Uber for you if you don't know how Uber works. So it's doable.
From Sean, internationally, I had 2 meetings with Kharkov women 31 and 35, fun dates, nice and non-materialistic girls. One was very attentive, the other didn't speak English well, so it made it a bit hard.
Yeah, it's always easier to communicate with someone who speaks, your language, for sure. But
if she doesn't speak English, it's something what you can change. What you cannot change is your feelings. If you feel something to the girl, so you shouldn't refuse her just because she doesn't speak English. She can learn. It's the easiest language for us Ukrainian Russians to learn, because we always hear music, we learn it in the school, university, and we just never had a practice to talk. So it's not hard to learn language, especially when you live in a country when everybody speaks, different foreign language.
Rushan, another date in Odessa, not from AFA, but the girl was photoshopped to death to draw attention on the site, but a little disappointing in person. Spoke zero English, also disappointing.
We strongly recommend you do Skype. You will have really good relationship in the letters, and you have a feeling it's like Photoshop pictures, or you really want to see her. I strongly recommend you to do Skype with her, because usually it's the evening. The girl came back, she already come back from work, she already took all her makeup off, she's probably after shower already, so you will see her in nature. And all my girls who I did Skype so far, they're beautiful. They're even more beautiful than in the picture. I was interested, how she looks in the picture, and she looks even, more prettier in real life. So if you have any doubts, do Skype.
True. From Dave, Turkey, tell me that story, Anna. Turkey, well, there was a Thanksgiving tour, before pandemic, so it was 19 then.
By the way, Dave, thank you so much for your
yes.
From Dave, right? From
yes.
Dave?
Yeah, well, we got some gifts from the guys from Vegas Seminar, so really appreciate
and I think
it.
it was blue. Second guy was blue,
Yeah.
and so Dave and Blue, thank you so much for your present. It was really nice.
Yep. So Turkey, yes. So there was a Thanksgiving tour, and I had, I would say, brilliant idea that we all need to have a Thanksgiving dinner. Well, not so brilliant as that turned out, because I had this idea at the literal last moment, less than 24 hours before Thanksgiving. So rented an apartment because we need a kitchen, because I decided to cook a turkey. I told Victoria, to the office manager, to get the biggest damn bird she can find, well, because there's a lot of guys on the tour. I didn't expect you to bring the damn pterodactyl that was, I don't know, it was this big. We couldn't stick the bird in the oven. So this dinosaur legs was sticking out of the oven. We couldn't close it. And, it's hard to cook this monster in 4 or 5 hours before people arrive. So basically, we totally burned the top of everywhere of turkey to the crisp. In the middle was completely raw. So it was, so poor people who had to eat it, I feel so bad. We tried to we started cooking some other stuff too, to make up for the horrible bird. Somehow we end up cooking borscht. We didn't have enough forks, spoons, so we pouring it in the plastic cups. The borscht was, that was just so.
What you bought, beets or radish?
Oh, yeah. I went to the store when we were buying groceries. I don't know what the hell I was thinking about, and I didn't pay attention. There was something pickly. I grabbed something that looked like beets. I didn't pay attention. It turned out to be radishes.
Can you imagine how
Anna
big
from
this
Odessa office manager, she just still nowadays she just makes fun of my borscht out of radishes. I know I'm not gonna hear the end of it when I get to
Okay,
Odessa.
guys, you go and eat in restaurants mostly, so
And
not
I'm telling
gonna
you,
cook for you.
yes, Ukrainian girls now know how to cook. Don't judge them by my horrible experience.
But
I
she's a
fail
great
it,
tour
but they
leader.
know what they're doing.
You're going to be safe and you're going to have so much
I promise
fun.
not to feed you this time. I promise.
There's no Thanksgiving, right? Independence Day, but it'll be past.
Yeah.
From
true.
Ryan, I love honest brutal honesty. That's true. She tries her best to be politically correct.
And I miserably fail at that. From Anatoly, are Eastern Ukraine women different from Western Ukraine women, or isn't there any difference? As far the only difference, I'd say the language that we speak. So Western Ukraine is definitely Ukrainian. Eastern Ukraine, it could be both English or Ukrainian. Otherwise, the personality and everything else the same, in my opinion. What do you think?
Yes, language going to be different, but even there's not much difference between Russian Ukrainian and Western Ukrainian. So same goes for me. Just the language, yes, they could even understand Russian, but they won't speak back.
Yeah. All right, guys, we're actually at the time when we need to wrap it up. Thank you for all of your questions tonight. It was actually a lot of fun. So we're gonna see you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much for your questions and answer to our poll question. Till next Monday. Good night.
Good night. See you next time.